Alright, this is Isekai devlog number 4. So, I've made quite a few changes since last time. So, I've worked on the combat system, so I don't have a glitch where if you start moving, the attack animation restarts itself. So, that glitch is fixed. I've also worked on the art. So, I've been creating art assets for this game. Been working on a bunch of cities and trees and bushes. So I have created a number of buildings and put this scene together. I'm going to walk around and show you. Need to work on the camera a bit so it's no longer so it's always showing you the player uh, instead of you being hidden behind something all the time. So I may have to change the style and have the camera not be from this one constant angle all the time. So you're always seeing the player. I fixed the mini map a bit so it looks a little bit better. And I've added a day-night cycle to this game, which I may or I'll have to adjust the timing on that because it's way too short right now. But yeah, here's a field of wheat. There should be a farmhouse somewhere at the end of this. Somewhere. There it is. There's a weird glitch or artifact of the sun. I'm using a directional light that's just rotating around the x-axis, I do believe, and that's creating a weird artifact that when it's below the world or below the terrain, it's still lighting up through it. So I'm getting lit from below here, or at least that's what I believe is happening right now. I'll have to look at potential fixes for that because it looks doesn't look quite right to me. May just have to be a weird artifact if I can't figure something out. But yeah, the majority of the time I spent on it since the last time, besides a few bug fixes, was working on these assets. So I have like one bush, one tree, and 8 different buildings. So I have the castle and all these buildings here. So I'm going to come around and show you some variety. If I can do that. And I place some people inside the buildings. And like always, the player randomization still works. Oh, yeah, that's a dwarf. So we're going to come down here, and I've placed some enemies down here to test the combat with. somewhere down here. Ah, there's one. So combat works slightly better. Still some issues with hit detection. I fixed one glitch with the slime so that if you're inside the slime, you still do some damage. And adjust the hitboxes so that when they're tiny, you can still hit them. This is as small as they go now. They don't go any smaller than this now. It was too hard to hit the smaller slimes. Still haven't implemented damage, which I can imagine the slimes being very difficult to fight once they start dealing damage. So that's going to be something I have to play around with. So this is about as far as I've gotten this week. I'm going to show you the assets I've created. So let's go over to Blender where I have some of these assets. So here is the one of the modular buildings I made. Now I'm going to start going through the list. This here can serve as an inn or tavern, something. I'm going to create more buildings as I go, just to flesh out the world. And I can also change the color scheme to help along with that as well. So here's the little farmhouse. The castle, which is hard to tell in game, but this is what it looks like. I'm going to have a variety of these. One I showed you earlier. Various castle wall components. And here are the building blocks of it all. This took the majority of the time to create. All these assets. And if you look at them close enough, all the wood has the lines modeled into it as well as the bricks. It's all part of the geometry. So, this is the current state of the game at this moment. Going to work on more assets, more miscellaneous items to go and populate the world. Work on these ground textures. Right now they're just solid colors, and it works in some areas, less so in this sort of way. I have to work on that, make that more lively. Yeah. This is the current state of the devlog, and this has been, devlog number 4. I'll see you next week. Yeah, I'll see you next week.